now.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to our viewers, wherever you are joining in from. It's good to be back again. And we said yesterday we had two sections: the one for postgraduate and also have from undergraduate. So today is our general Q&A section, whereby you the audience, you get to define the section for today. In other words, your question determines how the section flows. So with me today, we haven't did something quite different from the usual ones. Normally we focus on postgraduate, but today we have 𝐀𝐩𝐫𝐢𝐥 with me. So today we're doing both postgraduate and undergraduate. So if you have questions on studying in any country or scholarship or admission, or you just want to comment and maybe make contributions, please feel free to pop it up on the chat. So my name is Ejiro Matilda Ikoko. I'm a PhD student, University of Leeds. My research is on women and transport in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm also a Commonwealth Scholar, and I'm one of your usual hosts. So thank you so much, and good to have you here. 𝐀𝐩𝐫𝐢𝐥?
Okay, thank you guys. Great to see you again after our yesterday's session. I still remain 𝐒𝐩𝐫𝐢𝐥 for a Commonwealth Scholar. I graduated from 𝐻eriot University, United Kingdom. Thank you.
Okay, just to have a recap before we go into this section and while we wait for our audience to join or let us know their name, I just want to just mention, because we took a break, I think 2 weeks break, and we resumed back yesterday. So I just want to give a quick recap of the section on postgraduate, while 𝐻eriot will just a quick recap of the undergraduate section. I also to also try and share the link for those of you that missed it, so you can also go back and watch the replay. So yesterday we had combining work and PhD, and our speaker was a doctor from Japan that works in World Bank Tokyo, and she said something very, very interesting. One of the words for me, the takeaway word was rejection is redirection. In essence, the fact that you're rejected does not mean you should just give up. It means you can open other doors, or like we said, you can create a tunnel or jump the window or bring down the roof. You must not go through a door. There are many ways to go to get something. So, and she said because when she got a lot of rejections or things not going the way she expected, because she said she finished with a PhD, so she expected that jobs should come for her. People should like, yes, yes, but it didn't happen that way. She was like, really, with all the whole PhD, and still I got rejections. It was surprising to her. So, but she said one thing: rejection is redirection. So I just want to say to you out there, if you feel that you're finding it hard or it's difficult combining work and PhD, I'd advise you go and watch the section. It's quite interesting. She also translated a book during her PhD. She did 4 jobs, I think, internship during her PhD. So it was a lot, and it, according to her, this made her very disciplined. This improved her time management skills. So she mentioned a lot of things which I think will be useful for you as master student, as PhD student, even as undergrad, I believe, because some of the skills mentioned were transitional skills. So I advise you go to the channel and look for the video, or I will still pop the link on the chat. So I just like that's just a recap of the section for the combining work and PhD. So let me allow 𝐻𝐻𝐫𝐢𝐥 to also summarize, like give us a recap of the mix of the graduate scholarship section we had yesterday evening.
Okay, so yesterday was quite interesting. We had a speaker who studied in Japan under the JICA scholarship. He also has experience around studying in Japan and all the other opportunities, including next scholarship and and there is one other scholarship he also spoke about that's for special students. He also talked about the Ashinaga scholarship. So he pointed out a host of yeah, he pointed out a host of scholarships and opportunities available for international students in Japan. And he tried to also give us some of the requirements, especially the language requirement. that is not that serious, it's not that stringent. We just want you to learn to imbibe their culture even before coming to Japan. You should have mastered some basics like greetings, like boarding a bus or getting a coffee, a cup of coffee. So we encourage candidates to try to pick some basic Japanese while preparing for the scholarship exams. So for undergraduate students, there's no research proposal, or the essays are not even that voluminous like that of Commonwealth. So it's quite simple, but there will be exams. There will be exams in math, English, and basic Japanese. So yesterday was quite interesting, and I tried to help our candidates explore the MEX scholarship and the different the dates, the deadlines, the dates for the exams, and also I shared links on the documents to download and fill and send to the Japanese embassy. So that was a recap of our meeting yesterday. And there were quite a lot
Okay.
of questions and reactions from our audience.
Yeah. So if you can see on the link on the chat, I'm trying to get the link of the section. So this was usually section of combining work and PhD. So those of you that are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or those of us that are going to watch the replay at your own convenient time, please check it out. The section is quite useful. And I also want to drop the link to the next undergraduate scholarship because it's quite you can share to those people that will find it useful. And this is it also. So like Gideon mentioned, so please also share some useful links. So please let us take advantage. So I will rather while we wait for people to drop in their questions and let us know what they're joining from. Maybe let's start with Ginika. Do you want to maybe share what you want to share today? Do you want to let me start with you? Is that okay? Sorry if I put you on the spot.
Yes, so
Okay.
no, it's not a problem at all. It's something I am so comfortable talking about. It's something
Awesome. Love that.
I wish, yes. It's a piece of information I wish I had known earlier,
Oh
as a
no.
scholarship seeker. Yeah, so I'm happy to share with our candidates and our aspirants that seeking for scholarships to support your education is a good decision. You know, don't be discouraged that probably you don't have the kind of resources or the kind of background to be able to pursue your studies abroad or even within the country. So, by taking this step to start building your capacities, to start gaining information from people who have taken advantage of these opportunities is a great way to start. And then getting into the applications as well is also a great way to start for you. Taking time to study the documents, the schools you're going to be applying to. It's something that it doesn't happen overnight. So you need to really work on
Mm,
yourself. Nobody will do it for you. You need to work on yourself. You need to make out time. The hours you spend watching Facebook videos and Instagram
ah,
posts, and the data you spend doing all of that, you could put it into a very good use. Yes, you can put it into a very good use by looking up the different scholarship opportunities and schools, and start writing your statement of purpose, and start researching on the course you want to study and the schools that offer them. So this is something you could start from now if you're preparing for applications that will be opening up in the course of the year. So start now to build yourself, start now to work on your writing skills, start now to gain more information, just like what we are currently organizing for you. Start now to do that. So I would just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you that it's not an easy route, but you are definitely in the right direction. So that's a few
Okay.
points I just want to drop to the listeners. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's few point, but I think that is quite interesting. You said one thing that some people might say, no, what do you mean? And you said the time you used to watch videos on Facebook and the time you also used to the data you can put in that effort. I think well, that's actually a good point because um your social media can be very useful to you because we actually streaming via social media. So
Yeah.
you don't have to like leave it. You can actually just switch what you watch to something that will benefit you. For example, if you're an applicant, these kind of communities are very useful, and you don't have to wallow in silence or feel that you're alone. You can just come out and ask questions, and you'll be amazed how useful you how responses that you get are useful. So, for example, I got a DM from someone today. Then the person mentioned that the spouse watched the PhD and work combining work and PhD section, and it was very useful. Now, not everybody have my contact, but the ones that do, they send DMs. So you see, people actually find this useful. And do you know what? It's actually so. It's not even surprising because I myself, I also, though I'm hosting, I also learn. Like the session we had yesterday, I learned about an app. I don't know if you know about it. Notion app. We heard about it. Notion app.
No, no.
Yeah, good. So that makes two of us. So I heard about it yesterday, and I was like, wow. So it helps like in organizing, in scheduling and planning, so those
What's the
sort of
name
things.
again?
So Notion app. I'll see if I can bring it out. Hold on a minute. Notion app. So the speaker and the co-host actually they were the one that haven't called my attention to it. I didn't know what it was. So I'll just share this. I just went to Google and make a quick search. So let me just quickly share this here so you can see it. So this is what I saw on Google. So this is it here. So like what is the Notion app used
Oh,
for? It exists for users to schedule tasks, manage files, save documents, set reminders, keep agendas, and organize their work. Okay, so so I think we were speaking about time management when the speaker brought this to our attention. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know about it. So these communities, we don't just tell you about answering your scholarship question. We also share useful tools that can help your academic experience make it much easier, much relaxing, and much even, yeah,
mm,
much accessible if you ask me. So well that's all good. I want to like ask this question because this question was actually asked in the section yesterday by I think it was the co-host that asked the question. She asked, I want to ask you because it doesn't just apply to postgraduate, it also applies to undergraduate. And the question was, where do you get all those? Is there a website or is there somewhere you can get information about opportunities? Is there like a place where you can get them? Inika, did you catch that?
you were breaking a bit, so I didn't quite get it, but I
Okay.
overheard
So
that. Um, okay.
so the question is, where do you get information on scholarship? Is there like a link? Is it like a website that you have all this information about scholarships?
Yes, there are so many of them. I subscribed to them when I was looking. There is scholarship for development. There is
Mm.
opportunity deck. I don't know if you know about opportunity deck. Even up to now, I still
Yeah,
receive
yeah, yeah.
emails every day
Mm.
from. Yes. So there are a lot of platforms where these scholarships are constantly being announced. So you could check them out. I could drop some of them. Uh, yeah, especially the opportunity desk. Yeah, they send me emails like every day, and scholarship for development,
Yeah,
and
that's
even
nice. So
for those who have PhD, they're PhD finder.
page finder. Okay. So to our audience watching and those that are gonna watch later, I think she mentioned opportunity decks, PhD finder, and what else did you mention? Sorry.
Scholarship for development.
For development. You know, just what is in essence you subscribe to this website or this organizations or this mailing list you subscribe, right?
Yes.
So I think they I don't think there's actually one data bank where you can have all these things. You have to just subscribe to different organizations or different newsletters or different emailing lists. It depends on the like page finder opportunity decks because some of these platforms they also accumulate and distribute a lot of information. So by the time you subscribe to like a couple, I think you should get information that are useful for you. So it's not just one platform whereby you can get all these things. I don't think that exists. I don't know. I might be wrong, but you have to actually subscribe. And one other way I think I tell people is join communities. So for example, now just looking at this webinar now, we just listed a few platforms like you said PhD Finder, you said scholarship for development, you mentioned opportunity deck. So joining communities, you get to know about information. Even when you join WhatsApp group, they also share opportunities, postgraduate, undergraduate. So I think communities are very useful, and people actually they take it for granted. They don't know that it's such a
Hmm.
powerful tool because you can get information. Because if, for example, we have there are a lot of people in that platform that are scholarship, they have the scholarship interest. They will also share opportunities that they find in the group, and it might just be for you. You wouldn't even know. So one way to get this information is platforms, also communities that are interactive, or possibly even though you're not interactive, at least you get to see informations. So yeah. So I want us to I want to ask this question. So I'm going to answer from the postgraduate perspective, and possibly I will ask Siginika to also answer it from both postgraduate and also undergraduate. So it's your choice. Again, so because
Okay.
I yeah, so it's quite a simple question. Okay, it's just about what is no so there are many challenges, okay, but from your experience, because I keep asking this question a lot because everybody have different experiences, every speaker have different experiences. Well, I keep asking it now from your experience as a mentor, because I know you mentored youth, especially women and girls. So what do you think is a challenge for either women and girls, either undergraduate or postgraduate, challenge in terms of scholarship for them? Yeah, what do you think is a challenge? Yeah, or rather the major or the
Okay.
common challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, for women, number one, I think self-confidence plays a lot of role here. Most women
Mm.
feel they are not smart enough, scholarships
Oh,
must be for the first class
but we are
students, it
women
must
now.
be
Wait,
for
wait,
the A.
wait, wait. Let me stop you there. Hold on. But we are both women now. I feel I don't feel I'm not smart. So what are you saying? All right, please go on. Go on. That's fine. Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, when they hear that you win scholarship, they will be like, you must be a genius. You don't have to be a genius to win to win a scholarship.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
you don't have to. You mustn't be a first class student to win a scholarship. Yes, even with 2-1, you can win your good scholarships. Some scholarships also accept 2-2. So number one, you must demystify that myth that scholarships are for A candidates. No, another one is people get really discouraged when the love letters start flying in. The rejection letters start flying in. They get easily discouraged and they quit. So I've met so many people who tell me, all these things, apply, I'm tired. I said, no, no, no. You don't have to be really tired. What you need to do is you don't really need to work really hard. You need to work smart. What kind of scholarship are you looking for?
Hmm.
So
Oh.
yes. And what are the conditions for such kind of scholarship? So I met a young man who was into um, humanitarian work. He has this passion to fight hunger in Nigeria. He works in IDPs and all of that. And I told him, do you know that what you're doing can win you a scholarship? He was like, how?
Hmm.
And I started coaching him. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
started coaching
nice.
him. I started telling him the kind of yes, I started telling him the kind of courses he should apply for. He read education. I said, no, with what you are doing, you should apply for stuff like international development. Yes, you should apply for courses around humanitarian work and all of that and AIDS. And he did. I coached him. We looked at some of the courses around chevening, the courses that are being offered in the Commonwealth scholarship. And I told him that these scholarships are for development. So you see, if you go to apply for a different kind of scholarship that's not really interested in the SDGs, you may miss it. So I gave him that guide, and I'm happy that today he's currently studying in Bradford under the
Hmm.
Chevening scholarship.
Congratulations. That's
Yes.
lovely.
So so the work he's doing, he was able to tell his story, and then that captured the attention of nominating agencies or the scholarship providers. So if you are actively engaged in community work, you should look for
Sorry there.
scholarships for development. Yeah, such as the Commonwealth Scholarship, the Chevening Scholarship, the DAD Scholarship. So those are scholarships for development.
Hmm.
Yes, so that's I can talk from that angle. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just I can see we have people on the chat. Thank you so much, Maureen from Nigeria, and others that are not putting their name. Please let us know where you are joining from, so we can know that we are not alone here. We also have people on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just drop your name, drop your questions, and we'll get to your questions. But I want to just keep. I want to ask further questions to you, Ginika. I'm still going to answer it regarding postgraduate, but you said something quite interesting. You mentioned that work smart. You mentioned that, right? Yeah, and you also
Yes,
mentioned
yes.
and you also did something. You mentioned something about you advised the guy, you coached the person, and now he's in his postgraduate in Bradford. Now let's start with the working smart, because I think can you give us like just 2, 3 tips when you say work smart? Examples. What do you mean? Because that word can be so vague. Smart in terms of what? Just because some people might not. Just give examples. It can be from your experience. It can be from advice. Just general. When you say work smart, just let's be more specific. Examples that will be very useful to applicants.
Okay, so what I mean by work for a candidate to actually work smart instead
Sure.
of to work hard. You understand? To understand the areas of interest for the scholarship funders. If you are an engineer, you have a first class, you have research papers, you have really built yourself up over the years, you know, it is so easy for you to get scholarships, maybe in the US, where they are so big on research, they're so big on your A's, because the system there is quite a bit rigorous and rigid. Yes, you must be really, really on top of your field, to be able to compete for those kind of scholarships. Yes, so but for the Commonwealth scholarship that I did, it's not so much about my research papers. It's not so much about my being a first class student and all of that. It's about what are you giving for development reasons in your country. For example, I am quite passionate about energy access, addressing energy poverty. So they want to see that drive about what you want to contribute to your country. Because for this scholarship, you're expected to come back to your country and start implementing most of what you have written down in your statement of purpose. And they are so happy to see you do that. So I went to the UK, I studied renewable energy. I got back to Nigeria, I started working in that field. I started working with international development agencies who are addressing energy poverty, which is part of the SDGs. So Commonwealth, from time to time, they send us surveys, and when they see such things, they are really excited. They want to post it on their platforms that they have seen that they have students who are actually actively engaged in development in promoting the SDGs. So, what kind of scholarship do you want to apply? Look at that scholarship. Is it a scholarship that requires you to do some research papers to contribute a lot in terms of the body of knowledge in your field? Then you should start working on some publications.
Oh, okay. I think Girinka will join us later soon. And so she would continue. So while we wait for her to rejoin due to network issues, I hope. I want to say one other way to work smart is, you know, I mentioned this in I think some sections back when we talked about how to get information. You can you can make use of your network. So your siblings or your friends or your mentors, you can ask them to help you. Oh, I'm interested in such opportunities. When you see that, let me know. So that will save you time than you just going second. You get, so you can never tell, they may have subscribed to other platforms, so when they get such information, they send it across to you. So that's one way I think you can also work smart. So let me get back to Ginika to continue. So can you please continue? Thank you.
My network, I
Ginika,
mean, the weather is
yeah,
getting really terrible here.
that's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, I attended PPDF last year, the interview, and have particular kind of courses they want to offer, be related to oil and gas skills around drilling and all. Why would you want to go? I mean, why would you want to even understand? So if you're fair of their intervention, trying to apply for such a scholarship, here they listed like in fact they mentioned the topics they want to at it. I didn't see anything there that has to do with renewable energy because you know
Okay.
I don't even have the prerequisites to apply.
Ginika, do you mind switching off your camera? That might be helpful. Try turning off your camera. Maybe it will be better. Network might be better. Can you do that? Yes, maybe. Okay, can you try speaking? Maybe, Ginika?
Okay, hello, is it better now?
Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, thank you.
All right,
So,
so that's my experience applying for scholarship.
Ginika, are you done talking? No, I can tell. Ginika?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I see we have people joining in from different platforms. Please feel free to drop your name and where you're joining from. Just as a recap, there's a section yesterday on company work and PhD. So those of you interested in PhD, please click on the link on the chat. This is very useful. Those for you for undergraduate, MEX undergraduate. Click on the link on the chat. You can also share to people that are interested. Okay, so we have the first question coming up, and Ginika, um, I also needed to also contribute to this question. So this question came from Maureen. Maureen, thank you for joining us today. Maureen said, please, how can one manage PhD and family? I say, I'm not the best person to ask for this, but we did some sections, I think 2 weeks ago, on PhD, and most of the speakers, sure, all the speakers were married. So I think I will share the link. I will share the link is PhD for you. All the speakers were married. But Ginika, do you want to share ideas on this? Ginika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah, can you want to contribute to the answer to the question asked by Maureen?
Terrible, yeah. It's so windy.
Oh.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. We can.
Hear me? And postgraduate studies, not just that PhD is stressful, but I think it's if in support of what you're doing, but may not really and or maybe he is in career.
Please, if you can hear Ginika clearly, can you type a yes on the chat or a no, so I would know that it's not just me. Please, participants, if you can hear Ginika clearly, type a yes. If you cannot, type a no. Let's be sure.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of breaking, but just to be sure that it's not just for my end, I wanted to also get participants' opinions. So I asked them to type a yes or a no. If they can hear you, so we would know. So I'm waiting for their feedback because I can't hear you. Yeah, okay, so it's not just me. Ginika, your line is actually breaking, so it's not just me. Yeah, maybe you should.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, try and rejoin. Maybe I don't know. Just try, because we need you here. So please try and rejoin. Hopefully, it should work. Okay. So just to respond to the question asked, thank you, participants, for your feedback. That was very, very useful. Thank you so much.